Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Happy Ranch Podcast. This is episode number 4, and it's story time. So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So the first story I'm going to go ahead and tell, it's a funny one, and it's actually about how I ran into an ambulance at Quick Trip.
Where you ran into it, you like running into it, or you gotta be very specific. Or
So I ran into it with my car.
yeah.
Usually, when you run into another ambulance, it's in a car. You're not really running into cars with yourself.
I don't know. I picture you just running and you run into an ambulance.
No, that's called somebody wrecking you. That's different.
That's true. So then you hit an ambulance.
Yeah, no. So I was parked at I was parked at Quick Trip, and I ran inside. Mind you, I have a stick shift. So I have a stick shift, and I forgot the e-brake down, right? And I left it in neutral. So I pull out the car, I pull up to the pump, whatever, and I'm in the middle of all the pumps. There's like 16 pumps or whatever. I'm in probably in the middle of all of them, and I'm facing away from the Quick Trip. And there's the ambulance. They usually park on the outsides, on the far sides where the tow trucks usually park as well. And I go inside, run inside, grab some chips, some drinks, whatever. And I come back out, and I see that my car is starting to roll, dude.
No way.
I see it slowly rocking away, and my first thought is like,
Somebody's. Hey! Somebody's stealing my car.
come back.
Paramedics.
I was like, fuck, my feelings. I was about to cry, dude. I was running over there, probably dropping my chips and stuff. But I get to the car, and I see that there's nobody inside. Or, I peeked it. I tried to peek. I had to peek through the front window because the tent is so fucking dark in there, right? But I peeked. There's nobody in there. So I'm like, okay, cool. I locked myself out, and there's no key fob, right? So there's only there's only a key. I got to enter the key.
You're gonna be like walking sideways and then putting the key on.
So the car's already rolling, and I'm trying to roll with it, trying to insert the key and turn it, and it's already rolling and rolling. And at this point, it's already past the second pump, so it's already about to get. It's maybe like
Jesus.
it's maybe like 15 feet from this ambulance,
Damn.
and they're inside the ambulance, which just makes it worse.
Oh no.
They're inside the ambulance, and I'm just looking foolish, panic, even full panic mode. Just dropping things and shit. I finally managed to get the door open, but by the time I reached the steering wheel, I had literally just bumped them like whoop, bloop.
Oh my god.
I was
That
able to
sucks.
reach the steering wheel, but I didn't get to it in time, and they just pulled their windows down, and they said, hey, is everything okay? Are you good? I'm like, no, I think I'm having a heart attack. No,
Oh my god, that's crazy.
no, but everything was good. They just asked me if everything was okay. I was like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, no worries. Did you guys want to exchange information? No, obviously, no. It's okay, no worries. So,
It's like,
cool.
nah, you good? We're good. We don't have to worry
Yeah.
about all that. That's pretty wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
about you?
they're more. That's cool that they were pretty nice about it, and good thing that it wasn't hard. Like it wasn't like a. I think I've had that too one time. I'll do a quick one. I had a stick shift too, and I guess I didn't put the handbrake all the way in, and I left it in neutral instead of in gear. And I just woke up, and that my car was in the middle of the parking lot. I was like, "What the?" Because I was like a
Wait,
slight.
what do you mean you woke up and your car was in the middle of where were you sleeping?
Well, I was in the apartment, like inside the apartment,
Oh, okay.
and literally it was like probably the parking lot was a slight slant, like a little slope, and so
That's funny.
overnight it was just like slowly rolling back, and so it was like I woke up, it was in the middle of just like between the parking spots. I was like,
What if it would have got towed, dude?
It could have, or if it was like I don't know, or somebody could just stole it. Cause like they're like, hey, that thing's moving. Let me just push it, keep pushing it out of here. But I think for me, the funniest story that I thought of on the spot was back in high school. I used to sit right in front of my crush. It was a girl that I didn't
Like the
talk
soda?
to. Huh?
A soda?
A soda?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You were sitting in front of your soda?
Oh, oh, in front of my crush. Yeah. Yeah, so I was sitting in front of a girl that I liked, and it was in science class. So we had one of those tables that are like two people on each side, two face to face. It was
Mhm.
4 people in each little group,
Okay.
and I was sitting right in front of her. She was right here. Every single day, I would see her and try to talk to her, but I never did. I was too much, too scared. Never
You
did.
sounded like J. Cole, my brother.
Oh yeah, I was worse than J. Cole because I wasn't, I didn't know how to rap. But at the end of the day, one day I was just playing around. I had in the little thing where the two desks get together, where they join. I was playing around with a little pencil, and like I was basically, let's see if I have a pen here. I was basically doing this with a pencil. Picture her right in front of me, across from me, and then I was putting my pencil in between the desk, messing around with it, basically creating like a little catapult. And then I eventually bent the pencil back so far, and it went directly into her face. And then after that, it was like 6 months of me wanting to talk to her, and then that
But wait,
just
hold on. You're going too fast. So what happened there? You torpedoed her face.
and that's
with
it.
your pen.
And that's over. That's it. You can picture the rest.
What was her reaction? What did she tell you?
Nothing. It was awkward. Like imagine the most awkward 15, 16-year-old interaction of you hitting somebody of you hitting your crush in the face. It was just like probably just me, looking away, just like being like, damn. If it took me 5 months to try to talk to her, I'm never gonna talk to
I'd
her.
be like, that's what you get for not giving me your number.
Yeah, you get
Sooner.
assaulted. Yeah. So that was the old ages.
Uh-huh.
That was my funniest story that I can think of. For
Damn,
sure.
dude. So you throw pens at girls? That's kind of
Pencils.
like kindergarten grade, no?
Basically, yeah. It's kind of like back in the day when you're a caveman. If you like somebody, you would hit a girl in the head like, doof, like in the movie, in the movie Year One, where it's like if you like a girl, you go like, doof.
Some guys still believe that.
Yeah, well, that was me with the pencils. You know, like, poof, try to hit her. But
Shit,
yeah.
that's crazy, man.
So I guess it could have. It was a funny story for me, but it was a horror story for her. The way she tells it was some guy tried to take my eye out with a pen or the pencil.
Yeah, I'm sure she needed some therapy, some kind of therapy.
For sure, because I did.
Hey, yeah, but anyways, that's all right. I mean, you got over it, you know. You're married now, have 10 kids.
Yeah, with 10 different girls. So I'm okay.
You're doing great.
I'm doing great.
So yeah, how about okay, let's move on to a horror story. How about that?
Okay.
You go ahead. You go first this time.
Okay. For a horror story, the one thing I can think of is being in a hotel in Vegas, being like probably like 12 rooms up there after 3 nights of hardcore partying, caffeine and more
The
caffeine.
whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards, everything you can think of.
Caffeine.
And more caffeine.
Gotcha.
And then beer, a lot of beer and tequila, crazy tequila.
They don't have any of that in Vegas.
Yeah, a lot of Red Bulls. And then after all that, after 3 days of doing all that, I was up there, probably up on the 12th floor. And the trippy thing about Vegas is that every 5 minutes you hear an ambulance. Like no BS. Every 5 minutes you hear like an ambulance going down the strip, and you think, what the hell? So like every 5 minutes a soldier is falling down. And then that night I was up there. I was tired. I was actually drinking like a Red Bull vodka or something like that. And then I started feeling what now I know is the beginning of like a panic attack. But back then I didn't think about it, so I thought it was a heart. Like I was like, all right, yeah, I'm having a heart attack. It makes sense. Like I'm under all these things, all this alcohol, so I'm gonna have a heart attack. And the feeling of being in a hotel, like in the 12th floor, and thinking, dude, if something happens to me here, I'm with some dudes, and then by the time somebody gets me somewhere, like I'm dead. And that was pretty scary thought. But then
Isn't that crazy how the mind works like that.
Yeah, because then at the same time, it made me chill out because I was like, I can't go out like that. So then that also made me just like,
I ain't going out like that.
so I ain't going out in a hotel like Elvis. I know. I think he was in a restaurant, but
Yeah.
I ain't going out in a cheap hotel room in Vegas.
Nope.
It got to be a suite if I'm going out. But yeah, so that was pretty scary. Just think about it was kind of like claustrophobic in a way, like in a big way. Just knowing that you're up there and like how the ambulance literally has to like get up there and like take you down and then take you to the. It's just like a weird feeling. So it made me think about like all the people that live in New York. How does that work? If you're like in the 100th floor, you have a heart attack.
Damn, something to think about. I'm sure they have like hospitals on top of roofs, right? That you could just with helicopters, pull them up out of there and through the fire escape, pull them up into the helicopter and land on top of the hospital.
That would make a lot of sense. A lot of big hospital bills, but that makes a lot more sense.
I mean, it is New York.
It is New York. It probably is included in the rent. It's like because the rent is so high, you're gonna have a heart attack every month. So might as well the helicopter is included.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what is your horror story?
So mine would have to be along the lines of sleep paralysis. So if you've never had sleep paralysis, basically, and don't quote me on this, it's when your mind is active and your body's not during your sleep phase, or vice versa. When your body is awake but your mind is not, and it's just like this weird mid in the middle kind of feeling. And what it is, or what it feels like, I remember my first experience. I had fallen asleep in my room, right, with the lamp on, and it was pretty simple room, just my white bed, what nothing around it, just that lamp. I turned it out. No, actually, I had left it on, right, and I crashed out. No biggie. It was like 10, maybe 11, and then once I wake up, it's dark, and I have so I'm in my room. I mean, it's just dark, and I don't remember turning off the light, so that's weird. But then I start to like feel weird, like I don't know, like if I can't sleep, I'm just tossing and turning, and then I hear something in the kitchen, and then I start to hear it a little bit louder, and it sounds like dishes, maybe like sinks being moved, like like sartenes being moved in the sink. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then I hear it louder. And I'm like, I'm thinking my mom what was she doing at this time? Like, why is she washing? Like, damn, she's annoying. Like, what the hell? And then I hear it loud as fuck out of nowhere in my face. You ever seen those drum sets that like the two that clap together and they go tss,
Yes,
or like those monkeys they go
like
tss.
the snares or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I felt that right in my face, like tss, 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 like if somebody was just pounding the shit out of that right here in
What
front of my
the
face.
fuck?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I could literally feel the wind from it right here in my face. Yeah, and it felt like the most real experience I've ever felt. Um, and I just felt like scared, but at the same time more interested. I felt like I was stuck to the bed, like I can't move.
Damn.
Something on top of me, like a lot of weight, a lot of pressure. I cannot move, like I'm frozen. And I'm thinking like, what's going on? Like first the sound was over there, and then the sound transferred into the room, and it's right here in front of me. I'm like, what's going on? And then I don't know, something in me just told me like, if you talk or if you cuss for some reason, that it goes away. So I started to get into it more and more, and then I was like, I can't handle it. And I'm like, fuck, and then it like stopped, and I realized I was sleeping. I had just woken up for reals.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But the
So
whole time you couldn't move.
the whole time I couldn't move.
Yeah. Yeah. Some cultures, older cultures, like some Mexican people would say that it's like some evil spirits like coming on top of you. And
Yeah.
supposedly because they'll like leave and stuff like that. But that I don't know. I have heard like what it is like some weird stuff where like right before you go to sleep, your body will send signals to your brain to see if you're ready to go to sleep. Like supposedly like if you're falling asleep and then you get itchy in your face or something like that, and then you scratch yourself, it's somehow like your brain coordinating to your body, be like, all right, we're gonna go to sleep. All right, I'm gonna shut down. But then there's some times where like you ignore those things, and then your body literally, because there's a chemical that your brain releases, so your body goes limp, and then you can rest, and or there's people that walk and stuff like that, but like then I guess like somehow happens that you trick your brain, and then it releases all that chemical, so then you're like you can't move, but then like you're still like aware, like you're still like thinking, and so that you're like you can't like the way that I've read, or the way that like people that talk about it, like you can't move. It's like you try, but it's like, and then that's the scary thing about it. Like it's like an experience that like you can't experience because like you're paralyzed basically. So I can't. That's some scary shit.
I think the scariest part, bro, would be the fact that it is so subtle. You would never, ever realize. If this is your first time, you would never realize that you're going through it, because
True.
it feels like, let's say we're in this room right now, right? And kind of like Insidious, you know how they go into the other side? Insidious, so they close their eyes and they go into this dream, and then they're on the other side, basically where they can see the demons and stuff. And that's basically what it feels like. It feels like, just let's say in this room I fall asleep right now, and I wake up, it looks exactly like it, but you're not here, and suddenly it feels like everybody left the house, and then the lights would not be on. Subtle changes, like one light being out of place, or one cup being out of place,
That's a trip.
or one light, or the bed being a little scooted that way, like small details like that. But you could easy to miss, but since it's in your head, you don't miss it. You know what I'm saying? You feel like something's off.
That is very weird.
So that's the scary thing.
That is the trippy thing about it.
So you have no idea. You're just like, oh, I'm in my house, but it's such a weird vibe. It's scary, and out of nowhere, boom.
That is pretty trippy.
Yeah.
That's scary. But yeah, it's the unknown. That's like the most scary thing, is just the unknown. So if you have never experienced that and you experience it for the first time, it's scary. Some weird shit.
Yeah, I feel like we should have our own channel of, like, comadre, old Mexican myth legend lady talk versus science.
That would be cool. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Doña Católica?
No.
No. Real quick, I think she got famous on TikTok in Mexico, but she's like this lady that like dresses up like Catholic, and like she got famous because she would talk some funny stuff about how like just super Catholic points, but then it ended up being all fake because she's not like, she just got famous, got a bunch of money, and it's like it was clearly like a character. Like she'd be like, no, you can't be doing that. Like the girl should always obey the guy. Just like some hardcore like Catholic, but that would be funny. Like some type of channel where you like old school thoughts versus facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
that would be pretty cool, pretty funny. But segue into our last subject, which is a love story or a embarrassing story in high school.
Do you have your embarrassing story?
For me, I would have, I guess it's a mix of both. It's embarrassing mixed with love. So, you want me to start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, a quick story. I used to date a girl that was a little bit older than me. The way that I started dating her was very weird because I was at the time probably 18, dating another girl, 18. We're young. And then I met this other girl that was pretty old. And in order to get into that relationship with her, I ended up cheating. I ended up doing some pretty bad stuff that
Dun, dun,
that I ended
dun.
up regretting pretty. And I changed. You learn from it. Never do it. Never
That's
done.
right.
Never do it
Okay.
again. Never do it. But I essentially got with this girl. Ended up like I just kind of had a reflection that I knew I was gonna get it back in the future somehow. Like I just knew. Like it was a day that I was like just like breaking down, like kind of feeling bad for the other girl. I was like feeling sorry that I did that. And I knew that I was gonna get it back. And then eventually, with the new girl that I was with, she would try to get me into a situation where she wanted to recreate the Eiffel Tower. She wanted to recreate a rotisserie chicken. If you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, this girl, the girl that I was dating, I thought was an angel, and but at the time she was dropping hints that she wanted to explore
And spread her wings.
She wanted to explore some crazy routes. She wanted to spread her wings with me and friends, and and I didn't get those hints at first because she would say things like, "Hey, like I was talking to this old guy at work, and he said that I'm the type of girl to be in a beep some." And then I would be like, "Whoa, okay, yeah, sure. That was a weird comment, but all right." I think we can say threesome. I think that's not like crazy stuff, but that's what she wanted. with two guy friends, and at the time I didn't know it. I was just innocent. I was like, okay, okay, and then she ended up again, maybe like a week later, telling me, like, hey, would you be down to have one of those? Want to have a threesome? And I was like, well, you know what? I don't really know another girl that would be down for that. And then she was like, well, what about another guy? And I was like, keep in mind, I was young. I was 19, 18,
Right.
coming from a Mexican family. Like I would say, like almost families are like super related, not religious, but
Dude,
Catholic,
I
whatever.
see it already. You're like,
I was like, in my heart, I was like, oh, with another guy. But my response back then was, like, with the guy, nah, because I can't do anything with the guy, but with the girl, you can. Like, it was my mentality back then that every girl, for some reason, was like automatically lesbian in my eyes. 'Cause I was like, with the girl, you can do stuff, but with the guy, I can't. So it's not fair. And then she was just like, yeah, I don't know. And then obviously she wasn't with the idea of a girl. And she ended up asking me again. She brought up the story of how, like, she was telling me,
dang,
she was telling me this girl from work had a five somewhere, like a gangbang, like a gangbang or something like that, and she was telling me about it. Oh my god, it sounds crazy. And I was just like, damn, she told you that? That's crazy. And then she was like, yeah, but I guess that's something that you do, can, like, in college or something like that. And I was like, this is unhinged. And that's how I started realizing that I was stuck. I was stuck with not a good one. And then I got dumped and I fucking cried. And I was like, no, I should have let you. I got homies that won't come back. I got 6 homies.
I know 6 pesos down the street.
Dude, on deck, dude. I'll shoot a text. I got 5 of them right here, dude.
I got an email list.
Do you want to train, dude? I got a light rail for you, dude.
Oh,
Come
no.
on, bro. So
Oh, no.
that was my
Terrible.
that was my horror love story.
Terrible,
And
terrible.
ever since then, I've been single because it hurt me for a while.
Terrible.
Traumatized.
Terrible.
Do you have a horror love story? Oh no, you did a horror. Do you have a funny, embarrassing, maybe something in 8th grade? Yeah.
Embarrassing. I mean, all the time. Let's see one. Ever since 5th grade, I had like a bad luck streak, dude. I kept getting caught with something new every year.
What do you mean with caught with like something bad?
Either drugs or alcohol.
Wait, in like high school, elementary?
Elementary was a little knife.
I remember you telling me that story. That's funny.
It was just to look cool. I mean, it was just because it looked cool, I wanted to be a little show off, whatever. And I never meant to hurt anybody.
Of course.
But yeah, I guess I got caught with that. And
So except the kid that was stabbed to death.
oh yeah.
No, I mean, I always had knives too, but I don't think well, not always, but I for sure took some knives to school, but I just didn't get caught.
Yeah.
But how did you get caught? Just like random, just bad.
By showing off.
Like somebody was like, hey.
No, because I'm in 6th grade, right? Stupid little kid, and somebody had just gave me that knife a few days prior to that, and I thought it was a really cool knife. It was like a ninja star, so it had 3 blades, kind of. Yeah, and I was just showing it off, and then the person I was showing it off to gave me this look like the teacher's coming, yo, like. So I'm like, oh, first thing I thought it was like, I sat on it, dude. I just sat on the knife because it's flat, so I just sat on it. And the teacher just gets down low, and she tells me, like, hey, what are you hiding? What is it? A PSP, an iPod? And I'm just thinking, like,
keep guessing.
how about a gun, an AR?
How about something sharper than that?
Oh, shit. No, I was just like, I was speechless, dude. I was so scared. What could I say? I'm like, the teacher's about to find this knife. I'm like, what is she? Anyways, I got up and she overreacted. I think, in my opinion, she wrapped it in a blanket. Called the cops. Called the security. Called the principal. Took me to the office. Brought my dad home from work. I mean, to the school from work.
Bro.
Yeah. Then that was 6th grade. In 5th grade, I just got caught with a little lighter gun.
Hold on. Was she like British?
Who?
The teacher?
No, she was white.
Okay, because out there they don't have guns, but they stab people. That's what I hear. If you're hearing from London, I hear they're out there. That's what they do out there because they don't have no guns, so they just. So maybe she was scared. She was like, "Dude, this guy's fucking. He's gonna get take down the whole classroom with one knife."
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I was not trying to do that.
No, that probably shoot that. Like, it is an overreaction to put it in a blanket. Like, bro.
Wrapped it up in a blanket
Like,
and carried. Not only that, but she carried it like this.
yeah, no, like that's. I can't even wrap my head around like what's the psychology behind an adult doing that. Because if I see that, I'll probably be pissed at the little kid because I don't know what his intentions are. I'll probably be like, like I mean, don't hit him, but if you're a teacher,
You're the one going to jail too. Then.
but no, but like yeah,
Not to. I didn't go to jail.
No. But I would be mad because like if you are a little kid in 6th grade, you could hurt somebody with a knife, like accidentally like stab somebody in the leg or something.
Well, the thing is, dude. Okay, so it didn't help that I had previously gotten suspended for something stupid. 2 days prior to that, I had just gotten back to school, and that was my first suspension ever. That was like the bad luck streak beginning.
Damn.
But yeah, 5th grade, lighter gun.
Lighter gun, classic.
I mean, the guy was cool. He was from Chicago, so he knew what's up. He just took it away. He's like, whatever. 7th grade.
It's like rookie. You'll eventually have.
Yeah, he's like, one day you'll have a real one, son.
Eventually, you'll have a real one that shoots flames. A flame.
A flamethrower. Oh no. But yeah, and then I have like 7th grade. It was the little alcohol shot. Like the little capsules. 8th.
Cap. Oh, like an actual.
No, I'm sorry. 7th grade was fireworks imported from somewhere.
From another country or imported from like another state.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But
North Korea.
No,
No, just kidding.
No, but yeah, no, I got caught with that. I remember I threw it in lunch, dude, in the cafeteria. I was like,
you lit it up?
I threw it. Yeah, it's because I hated everybody throwing that little fireworks, dude, and they were like so crappy, I'm like, oh man, the ones from somewhere are so much better, and I brought them from somewhere. And I threw one dude on the ground, and I could feel my feet tremble like a little bit when it popped.
Bro, that's borderline a terrorist attack right there, dude. The mini Pablo Escobar. You're like, next time.
I was like,
yeah, that's just crazy.
No, dude.
That's fucking crazy. I think, I'm pretty sure
it was at Pal, dude. I think you were there.
I don't
at
remember
lunch.
that. I remember the slushy fights. I was about to say that in Pal.
It was around that time.
Yeah.
It was around that time.
I remember the slushy fights. I don't remember anything crazy as a firework. I remember a Pal. This guy is insane. We were playing that stupid if you do this, I'm sorry, but that thing where you go like the shot put where you go like
yeah,
and it's like a metal ball.
Right.
I don't know what sport what real thing that sport's supposed to simulate. Like maybe like a guy that throws that and kills people because that's exactly what this guy did. He basically was like a dude who got that ball. And he went like this. He was like, we were just messing around. Everybody was just like spread around. We were not even doing anything. And he got that ball and was just like, I remember just watching him because he was one of the crazy ones. Mm-hmm. And he got the ball and he was like, and he threw it and it landed on somebody's head, like a little kid's head. And he was like, and the kid was like, ah. And then he went to the ground and he was like, ah. And then the teacher was like, oh. How? And the PE teacher was like, oh no, what happened? And he was like, ah. Bro, that's a harsh those things.
I mean, that sucks. Dude. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
No, I'm sorry. It's just the gestures you're doing.
No, it was funny because the dude literally was just like, and it's like,
damn.
And I saw it all 4K. Like I literally saw the metal thing just. It didn't even bounce. It was just like,
oh.
It was just like, and
like a bowling ball, basically.
Basically,
a small bowling ball.
They're metal things. Pow was crazy. Right? I remember I was in 6th grade and we took a trip to Powell. It closed down for a reason, but I took a trip to Powell for the upcoming 7th graders. And I remember when the first time we got there, the first thing a guy said to me, we were like 6th graders walking into a classroom, and he said, "Do drugs, kids." And I was like, where?
Okay, where do I find these drugs?
I was like, what is going on? I was like, well, here we go. Here we go again. I was like the starting a mission in school. But that was crazy. Funny story though about about that firecracker. And then what else did he get caught in 8th grade or 9th grade?
Okay,
He's
so
like,
that
well,
was
he's like, well, then eventually it was a nuclear bomb, but
that was a major bomb. They caught me in Japan.
yeah, he's like, hey, you know those bombs that? Oh no.
No, but anyway, no. So that was 7th grade. They caught me with a firecracker, and I threw it, in lunch area. Kind of spooked a few people. It was after it was all over, so people were going back to class. I kind of took the chance, and I had 5 more on me, and I had 2 more. I had 2 more that were bigger than that one.
Full ammo.
We got back to class and I try to give them back to people. I try to give it away, play it cool. Like, hey, you want these? Like, here, keep them. They're about to come look for me. Like, hey, can you?
True.
And
Did they take them?
yeah, so there's nobody wanted to take them. No, nobody wanted to take them.
Oh,
Of course,
nobody did?
I tried like 3 people. I was door knocking, bro. I was like, hey, you guys want desk knocking? I was like, you guys want to try it? You guys want some? You guys want it? No.
God.
And then some
damn.
girl kept writing me out in front of me. She was just like, oh, this guy was the one that threw it, blah, blah, blah. So as soon as security came in, they were like, oh, does anybody know any info, blah, blah, blah. And then we checked the camera. And the girl's like, oh, that this is, it's him. And they took me, suspended me for 2 weeks. Anyways,
Should have denied it.
Yep.
Should be like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
we found
These?
it. That was yours.
Yeah, that was a girl actually.
That was you.
The girl told me. The girl gave it. The girl just sold them to me.
No, telling the principal it was you. They're yours.
They're yours, dude.
They're yours.
Dude, now that I think about it, bro, there's so many ways to get out of things if you're like in middle school. You can just be like, if the principal tries to come at you hard, just be like, you touched me. Like, I'm gonna tell everybody you figured that.
You're so evil, dude.
No, but you could. And then the teacher would just be like, well played. A.
Damn. Or we live in it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So yeah, and then let's see. Eighth grade was that capsule that I told you about, tequila. We ditched. I didn't really get caught with the tequila. I got caught ditching, and they searched us and found the tequila. Well, I just told them, because they asked me straight. I was like, okay, I got a tequila bottle in there, and they were probably expecting to pull out a big ass Cuervo, but they ended up pulling out this itsy bitsy bottle.
They're like, bro, you need a full one.
Yeah, and then after that, nothing.
But they didn't ask you where you got it from?
No.
That's the funny thing, because like I always overthink things, because wouldn't you think that if a minor has alcohol, they would be like, who'd you get this from? And whoever you got this from is going down.
Yes and no, because it's not that deep. But at the end of the day, they don't give a shit.
That's
They're
what I'm
working
saying.
for a public school,
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like technically, yeah, but at the end of the day, they're probably like, nah. This guy probably just got it from his homie.
Like, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get it from whoever they're gonna get it from. They could ask a homeless man, which we've done before. Like
Yeah, I guess so.
all kinds of shit. Stupid shit you do when you're.
Oh my god, yeah. But that is pretty funny. That's some high school stories are always funny. How long do you think we've been going?
Maybe like 25 minutes.
Oh my goodness, 35 minutes. Let's shut this thing down, baby.
Shut it down, baby.
35 minutes. We went pretty hard. I think this was a special episode. If you like this thing, leave a like button, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. We riffed for 35 minutes story. If you like this type of videos, let us know, where we just tell stories, not really talk about recent events, just pure stories. Let us know.
And share your stories with us. 100 subscribers. Here we go.
Yeah, share stories. At some point, we'll probably review some stories that they send us out. That's all we got. Peace.